Hi, I'm Katie, and today I'm gonna talk a little bit about comic books I like from a casual reader perspective because I'm not like a comic book nerd. Oh, I forget it, but I guess spoilers alert for comic books that are like 8 to 10 years old. We're gonna start with the comic books that made me start to read superheroes. Because I had always read like mostly manga and I just didn't had much interest in superheroes like DC and Marvel stuff. I also like some of like graphic novels, but I didn't like superheroes comic books, especially like I had this image of like the 90s and like early 2000 stuff that is like super edgy and super violent and like over the top characters. I had like this image in my mind, so I just didn't like that much like superhero stuff. So this is like the first comics I started to get into like superhero comics. This is around like 2014. That I read it in like maybe 2017 or something like around that time. This is the I really like this round of Batgirl. And the art is like super cute and super colorful. I really like the color palettes they decide to use. Like there's a lot of like pinks and purples that I really like. And I mean, this is the time from like when Disney trying to like don't care too much about the continuity and just make like more like modern or fashionable or cool uh, characters and like more fresh stories. This is the period of time where like Jim Gordon is like Batman with like a make. It doesn't require to know much about Batgirl or reading like stuff previously. There's a reference from like Killing Joke and there's also Dick Grayson also appear and but in general you can just read this thing. It doesn't need to know much about like Batman or like other things, other previous Batman comics, and you can just read this. Girl is she's a huge nerd and she likes like watch anime and she's a very relatable character, I would say. At least this version of her character. The second comic book I have is the Gotham Academy. I only have four. There's missing the one that's like a compilation that goes like in the middle of this two, and there's also like a crossover, but not that interesting in that one. But I might get it if I can. This is basically I would describe it as a like Scooby Doo meets Harry Potter in like Gotham. This is basically just like a group of kids who are in like this Gotham Academy and they solve like mysteries. Every teacher looks like super suspicious. It has this very Scooby Doo vibe that I really like. Almost everything, all the mysteries really have like a reasonable or scientific explanation, but it's very fun how they reveal everything. And there's also many appear and there's many there is some of Batman character. Batman appears in like here and there, and you get Damian, and you get the Teen Break Robin, and also Killer Clock, and but they are like not like the main characters. This is this girl who is like extension of Greyface, which is kinda reminds me of like the girl who was like extension of Greyface from the Batman animated show. But here at least she doesn't get absorbed, so it's not like a super sad ending for her. Maps is one of my favorite characters of this comics. And she got to be Robin in the uh like a month ago or something. I think it was like last month. She was finally Robin and like officially in the primed continuity. That's great because she's really this energetic character and she really has like the talent of being like, I mean, she's not a fighter, but she definitely has like the talent to be like a Robin, and more like a detective kind of Robin. This is a Batman video. I'm just gonna talk about Batman mostly. I like this run of like Batman Beyond 2.0, and this is only 3 volumes. I also have the Batman Hush Beyond, where I did Grayson is clone, and that one is not the same continuity of this one. I don't know, these comics are so complicated. I think this is supposed to be like a possible future, or I don't know. I'm not Watchtower. This is the continuity of this thing is kind of like a mess. So the one I like the most is this one, the Justice Lore Beyond, because this is like it's Batman but Beyond, but it's most like Justice League Beyond. So you get like this big conflict between like the Earth of the good guys versus like the Earth of the Justice Lord. And you get like a backstory from Wonder Woman, who travels to the Justice Lord war, and she actually has like a romance with Batman. But Batman gets killed by the Lord. How was the Lady Wonder Woman? And so she kills Lady Wonder Woman, and she lost the lasso of truth. Because of that, she's no longer worthy, and she then spends like years. She marries Superman to bring peace, and she has spent like years living like a false marriage for the sake of keeping like the peace. And they had a son. It's kind of very sad story for Wonder Woman, that she spends like years like in this fake marriage, in this eternity war. And the ending of this comic is like you get Superman and Wonder Woman and like old Bruce Wayne, the Watchtower. And for me, this is like the perfect ending for the Justice League Justice League Unlimited shows. I mean, I know that there's now the new comic books about Justice League and the new comics about the Batman Adventure, and there's also the new movies coming out, like the last one, the 55 movie. But I think this is like the perfect ending for the Justice League. Like the three of them older, and it's just so nice. So I like this one the most. I kind of want to read the Justice League Beyond, but I haven't been able to get those. I promise this is the last one that's like Batman related. This is a Shadow of the Batman. This is from like the label of DC Inc. I believe they had several of this because they are like self-contained stories, and I really like just short self-contained stories. So this one is about Cassandra. It's basically like an alternative origin for Cassandra Cain. And I mean, in this one, she can actually talk. I mean, she's supposed to be trained to be like a perfect assassin for her father. They don't teach her to talk, so she basically has to learn to talk about by herself. This is a character that a lot of people like in the autistic spectrum feels like identifying, including myself. I mean, it's not like people are saying that she must be autistic, but it was like it works like a metaphor for that, because she's just the way she interacts with people. I mean, she could just be like a person who is very shy and doesn't know how to socialize because of the abuse that she suffered when she was like a kid. And that's what about this one has like a very cartoonish art style and like a solid colors and like pastel tones. I really like the color palette and the the cartoon style. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like what you see like in Cartoon Network, like in Adventure Time, the kind of style. The next one I really like is Superman Smashes the Clown. So this one is a homage of the Superman radio series from the 40s, and they even include like the history of that in like the last few pages. This is like old school Superman where he almost never fly, and he's like a super fast, and he jumps like big big buildings. This is just that kind of Superman. Here like they made like an explanation of why he doesn't fly, and it's because he doesn't want people to find out that he's like alien. So he just, people think that he just like someone who is very strong and very fast, but they don't know that he is actually like an alien. The main protagonist is Asian girl, or I mean Chinese girl. Her name is like, I don't know how to pronounce the name because it's actually Lanxing, but it's Cantonese romanization, I believe, because of the surname is Li. With double E. I don't know how to pronounce the name. So they're like Chinese immigrants in the US, and their parents taught her to like speak English and like be American. And this is she has like problem with like integrating and like balance her like identity with like this new like setting. And there's these guys, the Ku Klux Klan, who here are like, I mean, they are like some sort of like super villain group who are like making like some sort of super soldier or whatever. There's a parallel between the Chinese girl with like Superman. They both struggle accepting like roots, and Superman just beat the crap out of the Ku Klux Klan members. Yeah, it's a very cute comic where it's like a much more a much more simple Superman and a much more like old school Superman that I really like. And I think it still works very well for like today. I mean, the topic of this are still very relevant. So I really like this one. I think that's all for this video, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a nice day. See you next time. Bye bye.